Welcome to Fleabag Full of Grace, where one of us will be doing a Fleabag rewatch while the other one will be seeing it for the first time. My name is Mariquita, and this is my third Fleabag rewatch.
And my name is Anna, and I've never seen Fleabag. We are two friends who each have our own movie podcasts and decided to do a limited television series together, landing on Fleabag. In each episode, we will break down an episode of Fleabag, discussing the themes, scenes, and what stands out to us.
We'll cover one Fleabag episode per pod, which means 12 total pods released weekly on Thursdays. You can follow us on socials at postfilmclaritypod and at Stone's Top Tens. You can email us at either address at gmail.com.
If you're enjoying our content, feel free to check out our respective podcasts of Post Film Clarity and Stone's Top Tens, wherever you listen to your pods. Let's get started.
In episode 3, Claire plans her surprise, not surprise birthday party and turns it into a job interview while her husband Martin's alcoholism looms large. We learn more about how Fleabag and Claire lost their mum and flashback to memories of Boo's tragic situationship. The episode ends with an unwanted kiss, trigger warning, and the fallout still lies ahead. What did you think of this episode?
Oh,
What did you think of this one, Anna?
yikes.
Yeah, I know.
So I kind of had a hard time because there are moments where, I genuinely liked Martin. Yes, he's an obnoxious American, but, when Fleabag gets, she sees Boo's ex in the shoe store and she just, panics and runs out of there, he genuinely seems to care and be, concerned about her.
Right.
He runs out into the street and after her with high heels on. He genuinely seems concerned, but then so much of the rest of the episode, he is the worst.
Yeah. It's really, really uncomfortable.
He has one of my least favorite character traits in real people, which is the person who gets mad at you when you call them out on their inappropriate behavior.
Ugh.
Because this happens to me a lot, because apparently I just can't keep my mouth shut, but
Because you quote unquote can't take a joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I get that all the time. Or
yeah, me too. I'm like, what's the joke?
That has been my new way to combat that, instead of being like, hey, that's not okay, is to be like, can you explain to me why that's funny?
Oh man, people hate that. It's my favorite.
And I had somebody literally when I graduated from college, and I graduated from college with 2 degrees, and there was a party.
Okay.
Thanks. And there was a party for me when I came back from student teaching, and someone at the party, and I will not drop a name, but they were like, oh, so you got your degree in coloring and arts and crafts? And
oh boy.
he was like, oh, it must have been really hard for you to get this degree in coloring and arts and crafts. And I was like, excuse me? And I was like, are you kidding?
And you're like, what, a 22-year-old girl at this point? Yeah.
And it was like, what? It was a joke. It was a joke. And that is my least favorite thing.
What's funny about it?
I hate that shit. So when Martin did that, I viscerally reacted. And
Me
I was
too.
like, ew, especially when it's overly sexual or racist or something that is just inappropriate, homophobic.
Yeah.
Because I was raised not to make a scene. And I have very, over the past 5 years, tried to move past that because it feels like complicity.
Yep.
And so now I call people on that, and I was just joking bullshit drives me insane.
Yeah, it's one of my massive pet peeves as well. I'm right there with you. I cannot tell you how many fights I've started over quote unquote jokes that aren't jokes. About, my race or my weight or sexuality or whatever. I'm just like, what's if no one's laughing and it wasn't funny, then what is the joke? Just explain it to me. Where's the humor in it? Because I'm not seeing it. And then yeah, people don't take that very well, especially men. But it's not just men who do it. Women do it too, but more in a catty, mean girl kind of way, where they're
Yes.
undercutting you.
I was gonna say it's more like under the table, like, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna squeeze this phrase in here or this
Mm.
observation, and it's gonna haunt you for the rest of the day.
Yeah, but you know what? I combat that the exact same way. I'm like, "Oh, that's weird. Why would you say that?"
I had someone at work last year who was like, "You just look exhausted." And I was like, "Thanks." And then they said it to me
That's weird.
again.
Why would
They were
you say
like,
that?
You just look so, so tired." And I was like, "I am?"
Girl.
Like, I was like, "Thank you. I don't know what to say."
Yeah, I'm very big on, like, social graces, and Martin has none. He is a painful watch, and I hate to inform you, he, continues to be the worst. He's that's why, in the first episode, the first couple episodes, I didn't wanna tip off how I was feeling about him because
Mhm.
I wanted you to, like, keep the mystery about Martin and think at first, like, "Oh, maybe he's harmless, just, like, loser husband, or maybe he's, like, an actual good guy, like, brother figure to Fleabag." No. No.
No, and, like, as the episode goes on, it just gets worse and worse. I do wanna say I felt kind of seen when they were at the
Mm,
shoe store, that whole bit about, "Okay, who are you as a shoe? Like, which shoe are you?" And when Fleabag is like, "Well, I used to be those, and I wanna be those, but I'm this, like everybody else." And I feel like that that is such a I could do that with, like, any type of clothing of, like, "Okay, I used to be that.
mhm,
I really wish I were that,
mhm.
but I'm in sweatpants." Like
Yeah, I love that shoe store scene as well. I think it's so charming, and it makes that turn at the end of the episode even more, like, painful and upsetting. Like, it's just really, really good writing on Phoebe's part, but it also I think it makes it more realistic because not to get too personal, but when you are in situations like that and people flip on you out of nowhere like that and do something so inappropriate out of nowhere, or like
Mhm,
touch you inappropriately, or just like, and you don't see it coming, you're like, "Oh, wait, what?" Like, we were vibing yesterday. Like, what are you doing?
mhm.
Like, it makes the impact that much more severe when he
Yes.
just grabs her and kisses her and just says such disgusting things to her and is like, "What, you wanted it?" Oh my god, I hate this man. I hate him.
Mhm, and I knew it was coming when she was like, "She's gonna leave you." And he was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you looking forward to that?" And I was like, "Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, 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 no."
Mm.
And then it happened, and I was just like, "Oh, no."
Yeah. Yeah, we hate Martin. It's fuck Martin. All my homies hate Martin.
He sucks.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this whole episode pretty much is about him,
Yes.
in one way or another. Ugh.
I did really enjoy because you had mentioned last week the that, like, guinea pigs can get lonely, and that's, like, such a
Yes.
key part in this episode. Um, First of all, can she fix Hillary's cage? Like, why can Hillary keep
Oh
getting
my god, I
out?
know. I think either it needs to be fixed or Hillary has just gotten really smart and knows how to open it because
Then get a
I
new cage.
I fun little side story, I had 2 hamsters growing up. I think I was, like, 7 or 8 when I had them, and those bitches were so smart, they learned how to unlatch the door to the hamster cage, and they would go on, like, little adventures every night. I could hear them
Oh,
running around
no.
in our walls, like, in the basement, these motherfuckers would be scampering throughout my grandmother's house all night long, and then in the morning, I could hear them. They would crawl back in the cage and fucking shut the thing. I caught them. My mom caught them. I was like, "What is this? Is this a Nickelodeon episode? Like, y'all having a nighttime adventure while I'm trying to sleep, and I'm thinking, like, there's rats in the walls and it's you 2 dumbasses?" Oh my god.
If it makes you feel better, when I was in college, I had an apartment where, you could literally I thought it was a squirrel, my husband says that it's a raccoon, but, like, my bed was, like, against the outer wall. So,
Mhm.
like, when you would sit up against the wall, it was like that was the outside wall of the apartment, and
Yes.
sometimes you could just hear, like, from one end of the apartment building to the other, just like,
Ooh,
as something,
boy.
like, ran through the wall
Running,
behind you,
yeah.
and you were just like,
Oh,
"Whoa.
boy.
Oh, man. Okay." And, like, that was not my own guinea pig.
It's the most unsettling sound, just hearing that, like like, in
And
the
it was so
walls,
loud. It was
and they're
so
so
loud.
fast.
Yes. Yes.
My mom woke me up one night. I must have been around, like, 8 years old. She would get home at, like, 11, 12 at night, and I was, quote, unquote, "sleeping." I was always up. I've been a night owl my whole life. So, yeah, I'd be up, and I'd see her pull into the driveway at, like, midnight, and I'd turn off all the lights and, like, run to my room, pretend I was sleeping, whatever. Um, but one night I actually was sleeping, and she woke me up, and she's like, "You know your hamsters are out, right?" And I'm like, "I knew it!" I was like, "I knew it!"
It's like Toy Story, but with
Yes! Oh my god.
hamsters.
It is like Toy Story. Yo. Yeah, so anyway, my point is them rodents, they're smart. Maybe Hillary just adapted because she's bored and smart and learned how to open her cage.
Well, I worry about her every time she shows up and she's like, because this time Bus Rodent is like gonna kick her. And I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah, his reaction to her is so goofy. Oh my god, such a coward.
I love that we get all of these flashbacks, and what I like about them is that they are so succinct. Like, it's just seconds in each little there's like a montage when it literally is not even like a minute.
Yeah.
But they're so perfect and to the point, and they're showing Boo trying to get Fleabag to cuddle Hillary or Boo cuddling Hillary herself, and then you see in the present Fleabag finally cuddling Hillary, and this is maybe like one of the first times I feel like we really see the real grief on Fleabag's face.
Yes, for sure.
And I love that. I'm a snuggler. I snuggle my dogs more than any person normally does. They are my buddies. When I was in college, one of my roommates had a cat, and that was like the first time I realized that there was such a correlation between like my mood and having an animal to cuddle.
Yes.
Because I would come home from class and his name was Ninja, and he would just curl
Aw.
up on my chest for like
Mhm.
half an hour when I got
Yeah.
home. And that is so, so real. So, like, I love this idea that maybe by giving Hillary some of the attention that she needs, it'll both help Hillary's loneliness and help Fleabag too.
Gonna cry. Aw. Anyway, I love animals too. Wow. Yeah, I don't wanna spoil anything, but, oh god, I love Hillary. I'm not a huge guinea pig person or, like, a rodent person really in general, but they are cute. Like, especially in this context, I think she's just a sweetheart. Like, she seems like she'd be a good hang.
I definitely fell into the capybara trend when that started, and I think
Ugh.
capybaras, which are just like very big rodents,
Mhm.
are freaking adorable. Otherwise, I'm not much of a rodent person either.
Yeah. They're not high on my list, but they're not low either, like
Correct.
birds, which,
Oh,
I fucking hate birds.
I've become a bird person in my 30s. It happened very quickly, almost like overnight.
You're
I
you're the, like, middle class fancy meme, I think, of, you turn 31 and you all of a sudden there's just an Audubon book and binoculars in your hands.
um it's It's tough. All of a sudden, like I said, it happened so quickly. I one day I was making fun of my parents for watching the birds, and the next day I
And
had
look at
3
you now.
feeders outside, and
Oh, no.
and I've downloaded the Merlin app, and every time I'm
Oh,
outside, I'm like, "What
no, Anna.
birdies am I hearing?" And I'm sending bird pictures to my friend who just put a camera in her bird feeder, who
Oh,
then sends them
honey.
back to me. Shout out to
Oh,
Alex.
you are
Um,
down bad.
it happened very quickly.
Oh, man. I wonder if it's ever gonna come for me. I'm in my late 30s and I still haven't hit the bird phase. I think I'm gonna stand strong. I hope, because they scare me, and I don't like them. What else struck you about this episode?
The return of Bus Rodent. I didn't think that guy was ever coming back.
Again, I was waiting for this one. I didn't want to spoil it last episode, but you're like, "Oh, that was such a weird phase." I was like, "Yeah, a phase."
When he came back, I was like, are you kidding me? No! And then the freaking godmother, when she's like, you guys make a striking couple. And I was like, rude. I was like, Olivia Colman, be nice.
That's that underhanded, like, it's just a joke,
Yes.
like, she's very godmother is very, very nice nasty.
Oh, I'm beginning to see that, and I
Yeah.
hate it.
I know. Again, I didn't wanna spoil that for you because I know how much you love Olivia Colman. I was like, "Ooh, ooh, she's kind of a tough hang in this one."
Yes, for sure. She
But she's still
was,
so funny, even when she's being cunty.
yes, she was brutal.
Yeah.
Even the way she's like, "Oh, did you hear that I'm missing a
My
statue?"
bust. The artwork for our podcast.
Yes. What were your takeaways from the episode?
So it's just really remarkable to me and also very triggering how unhealthy Claire's relationship to work is. And I think this is the first real glimpse we get of that, where she is so obsessed with work. She won't even allow herself to actually celebrate her birthday.
Mhm.
She turns it into a networking event, so she
Yeah.
can get a new position, or I'm not sure what she even wanted out of that, but she didn't want a birthday. And
Mm-mm.
I was like, damn, that's sad as fuck. Like, girl, you gotta let it go. Like, she's very much stuck in that like grind set kind of like uh always on call 24/7, like never takes a break kind of like work relationship. And I used to be like that, and I'll tell you, that shit catches up with you.
It
It's
does.
bad.
That's kind of the expectation in education, is just that you are willing to work unpaid time all the time, and that's tough.
Yeah, that's so painful. Just like, oh, you'll do it, right? Because like, and especially in professions like my mom's a nurse, and especially in like caregiver type of positions, it's always like or social work. One of my best friends is a
Uh,
social worker too, and she always says there's like that expectation of like because you're in a caregiver's kind of career that you'll just work for free because you care so much, because you love
yes.
the kids, or because you care for your patients, or your clients come first, like that kind of mentality, and like you said, expectation. And it's so fucked up, but like Claire doesn't have that kind of job, if I remember
Mm-mm.
correctly. Like, it's even less of an expectation. It's just like one that I feel like she put on herself. And I'm again, it's like a very like big sister trait. Um
Yeah.
like she feels like she's got to be the responsible one, the successful one. Um it's she's so mean to like people who are genuinely like trying to show up for her and like
Mm-hmm.
celebrate her. She's just like, oh God, like why are you here? I'm like, Claire, please,
Yeah.
please. Um, it's really hard to watch. Like, and then on top of that, all the stuff with Martin and how he just, oh God, goes out of his way to embarrass her at every possible turn. Like, every chance he gets wasted and, like, cuts her accomplishments down and, like, embarrasses her and, pulls attention away from her. And, ooh, that shit was triggering because I was with someone like that for a couple years, and it just wears you down so badly. Like, every time you're
Mhm.
celebrating something or someone is celebrating you, it turns into, "Oh, so and so's wasted. Can you get him out of here?" Or like, "Oh, I know you're stranded here because so and so can't drive." Or like, "Oh, you're about to do this really big important thing. Yeah, he's gonna dump you the night before." Like
Ugh.
that kind of just I see some aspects of Martin in like some previous relationships of mine where I'm like, "Oh god. Ah!" Um, and I feel so badly for Claire.
I had a really hard time that flashback when Fleabag is like, "Well, I've never seen anyone make her laugh so hard." And then the flashback is just of her, like, barely giggling
Yeah,
when he's, like, messing with her coat,
and
and
you're like,
I
"Oh, that's it?"
I was so confused. I was like, "I don't that's w what?"
The bar is in hell.
Like,
The
first
bar
of all,
is in
great phrase.
hell,
Um,
Anna.
but it's just like
It's in the Earth's core.
because I was so confused. I was, like, expecting to get a scene where like, a flashback of, like, genuine glee and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
happiness of over something he did,
Mhm.
and it was just like, and I was like, "Wait a minute."
You're like, "Oh, that's it? Oh."
It was so sad.
Yeah. Oh my god. This is a really good, like, it's just I felt like this episode is I mean, it's short like all the others, but I feel like it has a lot in it, you know? We get, like you
Mhm,
said, so much revelation about Boo, about Fleabag, about Claire, and about Martin all in like
mhm.
20 minutes. It's
Yes.
really masterful how much she can convey, like you said, with like little 5-second snippets of each person's past and present just here and there. You're like, "Oh yeah, I get it." Like I totally you see the vibes. It's incredible.
I really liked the flashback with Boo when they're getting high, and
Mm,
it was such, like, a best friend moment because Fleabag is so different with Boo than she is with Claire,
yep.
and you can tell that she doesn't have that type of relationship anywhere in her life right now, at least as far as we've seen.
Mhm.
So they're smoking weed in the apartment, and Boo is trying to get her to realize which neighbor she's talking about, and it was
Mhm.
just the funniest thing when she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna picture his face in my head, and then you're gonna see it in your
Oh,
head."
yeah.
And it was like
And she's like, wait, I see it." Yeah.
like, and then she's like, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it." And it was so funny. Um, and it's like, it's nice to see Fleabag in those moments of levity that are not tinged with the like, I feel like a lot of her humor and glibness now is like there's a dark edge to it, and there wasn't there, and you can see such a difference.
Isn't that yeah. It like we've said before, grief changes you. It
Mhm,
really changes you, and the way that Phoebe plays past Fleabag versus present Fleabag is it's so well done because you see, like, she smiles less, she like, her posture's different, she I don't know, like, there's just all these little kind of clues into, like, her emotional state that we're getting through these performances, and it really says a lot without laying it on so thick, you know? Like a lot of TV shows like to do.
there's a sharpness with her smile in the present that when you see it in the past, it's just like joy, and this is like a little bit of there's a little bit of an edge to it.
It's so much yeah, past her past facial expressions are much more, they're just so much more round and
Mhm.
warm, and she feels very, very girlish when
Yes,
she's with Boo, and it's like, it's fucking gone, and like,
it
the
is.
light in her eyes is gone.
Absolutely.
And I know I've seen, like, pictures of myself, during times of, like, extreme grief, and I recognize that look so well of just, like, your face is smiling, but, like, you're not smiling, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Absolutely. So, Marquita, what behind the scenes lore do you have for us this week?
Okay, so the X-ray vision, and I knew this was gonna happen, the X-ray vision on Amazon was not very interesting for this episode. It had, like, one thing about, like, "Oh, this is a cemetery where they shot, Fleabag's mom's, like, gravestone scene," and I was like, "Okay." Um, so that was it. So for this week's behind the scenes, I'm taking us to Astrology Corner,
Oh,
and
yeah. You know, I'm always sending you Pisces stuff. I'm like, "Isn't this me? Isn't this me?"
Yes. You are extremely Pisces, and I am extremely Aries, um, with some extreme Virgo in there. So Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a Cancer Sun, Gemini Moon, and Venus. I don't know what her rising sign is. There's, like, some discrepancies with her birth time, so I can't point to that. I feel like she gives Sag rising vibes, but we don't know for sure, I don't think. I'll keep looking, see if I can find her actual birth time. But I wanted to give you the rundown of, like, supposedly, astrologically, those placements mean for Phoebe as a person, and then how that reflects in her writing and in this storytelling.
I love this.
So, thank you. So, Gemini moons are social, flirty, distracted, adaptable, very intellectual, and chatty.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Right? And then Gemini Venus, your Venus is like your romance planet, how you love and how you express love.
Okay.
Um, Sorry, how you give and receive love or how you express love. Um, so Gemini Venus is the fastest way to their heart is through their mind. So again, intellectual.
Uh-huh.
Gemini needs variety to stay interested, especially in that Venus placement. So for relationships, that means usually a lack of so relationships that lack energy or have fallen into a rut, it's not looking good. If a Gemini Venus is like they don't like being stagnant or like I don't want to say stable, but they need variety. They need they need a little chaos. They need a little spice. They love lightness, and that can translate into a lack of commitment for romance. And is that not Fleabag to a
I would
T?
say, like, it's really interesting because how I could see this transforming is that, like, in this part of it, it's very, like, flighty,
Mhm.
and but it can also be, like, you just need to find someone who's the right challenge to you, the right counterpart,
Mhm.
and that if there is someone, perhaps a priest who is hot, who has that ability to kind of push you and keep you interested, that would be how this changes from her promiscuity right now into maybe although I'm still not understanding how she like how there could possibly be like a genuine relationship with a priest unless they forego the cloth, but I don't know. Oh my gosh, your face. Stop it.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm just so excited for you to see. Anytime you talk about the priest, I need to just cover my face. I'm sorry.
Just turn your camera off.
I'm like,
There's a priest.
I can't wait. So yeah, keep that in mind while we go forward into her future relationships, especially her relationship with uh the upcoming hot priest. And
Yes.
the other thing besides astrology that I wanted to hit on was birth placement. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the middle child, and I think that kind of comes through in her behavior as well, like, the way she, interacts with other characters in the show, very kind of, like, instigating, like, very
Pushing the
playful,
buttons.
pushing but there we go, that's the word I'm looking for, button pusher, for sure, that's the middle children, getting away with everything. Very
Yes.
very charming, very kind of, like, sly. So
Yes,
yeah,
for sure. Okay, I
you're the
didn't
middle
look.
child, right?
No, I'm the baby.
Oh,
There's
you're the
only 2 of
baby.
us.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay,
a
yeah.
I'm a baby.
I see. I'm the oldest.
Mhm. You gave older sister vibe.
I do. I know. Thank you. I've been a Claire for much of my life, but I'm not anymore.
Okay, I did not look at any of the character names. I just knew we were back with Bus Rodent and was
Yeah,
supremely unhappy about it.
I know. Isn't it
Um,
tough? Yeah.
ugh. Were there any other fun names this week?
This week is a little thin. The only one besides Bus Rodent, which is just like I don't know if anything's ever topping
Iconic.
that personally. Um, the only other one that was in the credits was Woman in Sex Shop. And that made me think, like, I wonder how many times that, like, character name has been used. It's gotta be so many times. I wonder if there's a way to look that up.
I wonder how many times, like, just in Law and Order SVU.
Oh my god. Hold on, I'm looking it up just to see. Wow. Damn, I'm getting a lot of very, very wild Google results for
Why
this
would
ca.
you why would you type that into Google?
Why not?
No. Come
I
on.
put how many times character name, quote, "woman in sex shop" has been used.
No.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I just thought that one stuck out to me because it's funny and it seems like just off the top of our heads that's they use it in hacks like last season. You said Law and Order. I mean, I'm sure they use it all the time. I'm just wondering throughout like film and television history how many women in sex shops there have been. If
Yes.
anyone knows, email us.
Oh, please do.
So another recurring bit is the best fourth wall break. What was your favorite fourth wall break this episode?
Okay, you stole my actual one, so I'm letting you take it.
Okay, thank
But
you.
my runner up was when they're in the sex shop and the woman is helping them. At one point, she's like kind of flirty with Fleabag, and Fleabag turns the camera and she's like, "Hello."
She was flirting so hard with her. Thank you
Yes.
for bringing that up. I meant to bring it up when we were talking about the character names, but yeah, goddamn, she was throwing heat.
So that because you took my actual one, that was my second one because she was like,
Mhm.
"Hello," and it was so like cute and funny, and
Loved it.
that was mine. There weren't a lot this episode.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest; it was not
yeah.
very fourth wall breaky.
Yeah. Yeah, the saleswoman was definitely my runner-up as well, and yeah, when Bus Rodent doesn't get her joke,
Oh my
I wanted
god.
to scream. Oh my god, he's so willfully dense. I can't.
So obtuse. I was like, I don't understand how you are not. And
He's
he's
like,
just like,
"You
right
carry
now?
around a vagina?
Right now?" And I was
What?
just like, no.
What? Right now?" It
Oh my god.
Ooh, I was, like, falling out of my chair. I was like, "I cannot believe she's still explaining this joke to him." It goes on, like, uncomfortably long,
It
and he and
does.
and she eventually does look at the camera and goes, "He doesn't get it. He's never gonna get
Yeah.
it." I'm like, "Oh my god. Stop it."
That was tough. That was a tough look.
Tough look for our guy, Bus Rodent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was some of your favorite, lines, some favorite quotes from this episode?
Okay. One is funny and one is profound.
Okay.
And the one that is funny is when they're in the cemetery
Mhm.
and there's a gentleman who is like weeping at the grave site that he is
Uh-huh.
at. And Claire is like, "Oh my gosh, that poor man." And Fleabag's like, "That's not real grieving." And at one point she's like, "That is shit grieving." And
Mhm.
I was I was transported back because I feel like that's something I would have said in my angry grieving stage in
Yeah.
college of like, "That's shit. That's not how you grieve. That's shit grieving."
Being, like, somewhat competitive about it or, like, judgy or, like, yeah,
Yes.
you're not doing it right.
Yeah, and then again, she's like, "He's at a different grieve every single day." And then you get Claire who's, like, kind of concerned, and she's like, "You're here
Oh, you're
every day?"
here? Yeah. Yeah, and it again shows, like, the difference in the sisters and the way that they've handled the loss of their mother, and I love that we, like, start there.
Yes.
Um, I thought it
And
was a
end
good
there.
start. Oh, yeah, you're right, yes, good bookends to this episode.
Yes.
Um
The other, like, the profound one that I have is, like, kind of a cliche that I feel like a lot of people say, but it never becomes less honest,
Mhm.
which is when, oh my gosh, again, being so rude and underhanded, the godmother is like, "I just keep thinking of you in that cafe, just so lonely, you're so lonely." She says it at least 3 or 4 times about how alone and lonely Fleabag is.
Aren't you so alone in there? And, like, yeah, that must be so lonely, you're just by yourself all the time. I'm like,
"I
"Oh,
just
you
can't stop
bitch."
thinking about you being lonely," and Fleabag comes back and she's like, "You don't have to be alone to be lonely." And
Mhm.
that is just, yes, it sounds like it should be a dashboard confessional song, but it is true. Like,
She ate her up with that one.
that is real. And I was just like, yes. As an emo girl and
Mhm.
as a sad girl, I was like,
Mhm.
this fits.
Exactly, yeah. I think the first time I heard that, speaking of sad emo girls, doesn't Ali Sheedy's character in Breakfast Club say that?
Oh, I haven't seen Breakfast Club in a while.
Ooh, I think she does, but yeah, that's like a classic, like, sad girl quote, but
That's like a
she
Peyton Sawyer from One Tree Hill is really feeling those
Mhm.
vibes.
But she weaponized it and, like, deflected, and turned it around on her, yeah.
The second part of it is she's like, "My dad taught me that."
Ooh. You know, my dad that you're fucking.
Yeah, yeah, like,
Yeah,
oof.
ate her up. I love it.
Mhm.
Um,
What did you have?
so I also picked a quote from the cemetery scene. That's so funny that we both I love all the Fleabag and Claire scenes, and this one is no different. So I picked basically the end of, or is it the line that's leading up to the one that you picked where
I
Fleabag's
think
like,
it is.
No one grieves like that unless they're in a film or from Italy." Um, just dunking on the Italians for no reason. I love that line. So shady. And then the other one is not like, well, it is funny, but it's also just so shady. But when Bus Rodent is like, so easy to pick up girls these days, like, and he kept
Oof.
like harping on how like easy it was to get Fleabag and how
Yes.
like almost desperate she was, or in his mind that she was, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, she was like throwing herself at me. It's so
Yes.
easy." It was like, "Ew, you fucking freak."
And then, like, when they're walking in, he's like, you're gonna love me at the end of the night." And I was like, "Ew, red flag.
Ugh.
Absolutely not."
According to what? Like, get out of my face. Yeah, he was really, really, feeling himself this episode.
Yes.
He was lost in the sauce for sure. He was like, "Yeah, I'm, like, so charming, like, parents love
Ugh.
me, and yeah, it was, like, so easy to get you, and, everyone thinks I'm great, right?" And I'm like, "Shut up.
Yikes.
You don't even go here. She's met you, like, once."
I'm a documentary filmmaker. I study people and life. And I was just like, "Bleh." Um, I forgot to mention one other thing I really liked was right at the top when Fleabag and Claire are in the cemetery. Fleabag is talking about how she had a fart that reminded her that was just like her mom's.
Oh, yeah.
And it was and Claire knew exactly what she was talking about. She was like, was it
Door
it was
shutting, or
door
no,
shutting or something else.
door squeaking, or oh god, what's the other one? I feel like it's an animal or something, I
And she
can't
knew
remember, but
exactly what she was talking about. And like
yes.
I just love because it sneaks up on you things that when you're grieving or once you've lost someone,
Mhm.
it's not always like these profound moments
No,
that you remember them. There's sometimes these things that are so silly
right?
and sometimes like inappropriate.
Sometimes it's just farts.
Yes, and I loved that. I
Yep.
loved that.
Oh, yeah, I think that was, yeah, that cemetery scene is really just top notch for me. I think that's gotta be one of my favorite moments of season 1 that we've had so far.
It was
Um,
good.
and speaking of where we're at in season 1, what predictions do you have for the next episode or the next couple episodes? What do you think, given the vibe of this one, what do you think where do you think we're headed?
Okay, I'm a little anxious
You should be.
because I think things are not going things are gonna take a turn for the worse perchance. I think, I like that you're just hiding your face. Okay. So I think that Fleabag is going to tell Claire about the fact that Martin tried to kiss her. I don't think that they're gonna break up. I'm really nervous that it's gonna backfire and Claire's gonna get mad at Fleabag instead of getting mad at Martin, which is one of my, again, another huge pet peeve that I have is like, yes, it is shitty when someone does something with someone else who is in a relationship. That is a shitty thing to do.
For sure.
But when the other person gets mad, okay, I'm trying to say this without, okay, so say we have person A and B are in a relationship.
Yep.
Person A cheats with person C.
Yep.
Okay. When person B gets mad at person C instead of their partner,
Yeah.
that makes me so irrationally upset.
Me too.
Like, I hate that. So I'm very worried that that's what's going to happen here is that it's going to backfire when Claire finds out, hopefully from Fleabag, because I feel like if Martin tells her, he's going to say that she came onto him. And I think that's really shitty. And I feel like, unfortunately, I am not secure enough in Claire and Fleabag's relationship to say that Claire would have her back.
We will see.
Now,
We
I
will see.
also think, because we didn't even really touch on this, Martin does not buy the gold shoes for Claire. He instead
Oh,
gives her the stolen bust.
yes. I meant to write that down because that is something that really pissed me off and was so sad about their relationship is like he didn't even try. Like he didn't even try to get her something that she actually wanted or that she would like and he's just like I don't know. He's so flippant and he's just like I mean, I don't really know her. Like who knows what she likes? I'm like, "Brother, how long have you been together?"
What a terrible thing to say about your partner. Like,
I don't know.
I I will admit, I have a hard time buying gifts for my husband because
Mhm.
A, my husband buys things that he wants.
Mhm.
And B, he has very specific tastes. So like there are things that I think he would like, and I'm the same way. Like, if you are gonna give me a Star Wars shirt, it better have the right vibe.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to define that vibe, but it's there.
But I know the vibe.
Like,
See, that was the most Pisces thing you've said this episode. There's a vibe. You just have to know.
I don't want the logo. That's too cringy. But
Yeah.
like an Anakin t-shirt, also cringy, but it's the right cringy.
Mm.
Like
Ooh, I see. Yes, yes, yes.
like if
It's
you
like
give me the
my
90s,
Edward and
like all
Bella.
the
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
And my husband is very similar in like if you see him, you're like, oh, I know what to get him. Hunting, construction,
Yeah.
like Packers. But then
Yes.
it's gotta be the right one. And sometimes I totally miss the mark. But at least I'm trying. Whereas Martin's just like, I don't know her.
I don't know. Just get whatever. And then got her nothing at all. Got her a gift that fucking Fleabag gave to. Oh my god. Oh, he's so irritating.
Yes.
He's such a disappointing partner in so many ways. I can't stand him. Um, but anyway, the statue. What's
So I don't know because Martin doesn't exactly know that Fleabag stole it from the godmother, but I think somehow he is for sure going to be the problem that gets the godmother to know that Fleabag actually took the statue.
we'll see.
Listeners, I need you to know that Mariquita just keeps covering her face every time I make a prediction.
Because I can't fix my face.
I can never fix my face. It is,
So
you know
I
what?
just cover it.
This is a good basis for a friendship because we'll both know, like, anytime.
I'm like, oh no, she's gonna know. I have to cover my face so I can not give it away. Yeah, I think you're on the right track on some cases, and not on others, and that'll be fun for you to figure out.
Okay.
So yeah, next week is episode 4. I cannot remember what happens in this one at all, but when I was listening to old episodes of one of my other like favorite TV podcasts, they said that season 1, episode 4 was where it really like kicked in for them and made them like fall in love with the show. And I was thinking, I was like, oh well, I was already there, but I'm wondering what happens in episode 4 that like got Chris and Andy on board.
Mm.
But I can't remember.
I am firmly in a like category. I have not
Okay.
gotten to love yet. So I am
Oh,
enjoying
okay.
it, but
Okay.
I would not put this in a love category just yet.
Okay. She's holding out for true love. I respect it.
Also, I should let you know that the universe has been showing me Veronica Mars TikToks, which I think is it telling us that that needs to be our next endeavor.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So until next week, thanks for joining us and feel free to follow us on socials at postfilmclaritypod, all one word, and Stone's Top Tens, all one word. You can email us at either address at gmail.com, and you can give us a follow on our respective Instagrams. And also, we will be posting these episodes on YouTube under the Post Film Clarity account. They'll have their own separate playlist, and those will be closed captioned. I forgot to mention the last couple episodes. So if you're
Nice.
hard of hearing and want accurate subtitles, pop over to the Post Film Clarity YouTube, and all these episodes will be there.
Hell yeah. Next week, we will be looking at episode 4. See you then.
Bye.